Greetings and salutations, everyone. We have yet another Project Epoch update from yours truly, Big Shit. The Big Shit News Network is proud to present the Ascension Discord tab of Epoch Fact and Epoch updates. We'll be going over this and I'll be sharing my thoughts. So the main one that is making the waves of the gamer community that is online is this one here, and they talk about their motivations for not expanding the shop. This argument did pop into my head before they've said it, and they do have this incentive, but we'll get into it more. But for now, I would like to just go over basically everything that's going on with Epoch on their official platform. So let us begin. We'll start off with Epoch updates. So this Dutch dude, he's the team lead of Ascension, and as we all know, they have acquired the Project Epoch server and it will be playable and ran through their launcher. So version 1 of Epoch Ascension account migration and merging is complete. This was on August 12th, which was yesterday. The merge was done on emails, not usernames. If you had an Ascension and Epoch account with the same email, it will now use your Ascension password. If you did not have an Ascension account, you can now log into the website with your Epoch email. You cannot log directly into the game before logging into the website. And then he's like, this is important, guys. Ascension has case-sensitive passwords to enhance security, so your password will be saved with case sensitivity on the first login. Turn it off. Yeah, okay. How's that important? Like, doesn't every single... I don't think I've ever used any secure password system that doesn't have case-sensitive passwords, so I don't know. Maybe... I guess this server does have a lot of South Americans playing, but Ascension uses email or username to log in, but if your username overlaps with an existing Ascension username and the emails didn't match, it has had ask merge appended to the end. Example, your account name ask merge. So if your account name was Big Fat Chungus on both Ascension and Epoch, and then the emails didn't match up, you now have an Ascension account called Big Fat Chungus ask merge as well. Apparently it's only a few accounts that had this problem, so if you guys are having trouble getting into your account, yeah, this is just how to get into your account. Just tell them, contact Dutch. He'll help you out, guys. He'll help you out. And one thing I will say, these guys are doing a much better job at keeping the peace. The reality is Epoch did have a massive failure of their Discord server, and that is because they operated in a little bit of a control freaky manner. They kept trying to direct discussion and prevent people from posting stupid shit like man pregnant, and when you do something like that, it just basically octuples the amount of people who are going to want to do it, and they're going to make your life even harder and harder. And it seems like these guys have some sense to just, you know, like if it's something harmless and infantile like doing this, then it is what it is. Dutch then followed up again with another status update, going into details on their progress regarding getting the server online. And yeah, so there's basically Ascension has improved authentication, so better security, and they're just basically reworking the core to fit in with their doing all the backend works. And I think we'll probably see an open beta pretty soon, guys, or no, a stress test. Or yeah, these changes will be tested in the stress test, so they will be having a stress test, so look forward to that. But now, the main thing we need to talk about is the frequently asked questions. So many people do have a lot of issues with Ascension basically taking over the Project Epoch project. And many of the questions commonly asked have been neatly placed for us in the Epoch Fact, which is an FAQ, frequently asked questions. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, any ETA for potential release, it doesn't have to be too specific, a range would suffice. Dutch has answered this question with, right now the core and platform teams are working on getting things ready to hold tens of thousands of players. The very next thing is to expect a large stress test. Then from there we'll either schedule another stress test or schedule launch. We will give another update in Discord tomorrow with our progress with an expected timeline for that stress test, which was this. Will the server keep the rules of no dual boxing and boosting? Project Epoch will keep their rules and change them at their discretion. So yeah, this is basically him doubling down on stating that... Oh wait, I fucking skipped one. Someone says, I prefer no updates and a lack of information. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, hilarious. I'm gonna hit that one with a laugh rack. So sorry, now back to this one. Will the server keep the rules of no dual boxing and boosting? Yeah, Project Epoch will keep the rules and change them at their discretion. So he's doubling down reinforcing his statement that they're not really having anything to do with it other than backend and bringing people into the Project Ascension ecosystem, as well as probably taking some profits off the cash shop. Just like, you know, a little bit of some chump change. They'll probably take like half of it, not gonna lie, but either way. How many realms will there be? As many as needed. They will be ready on standby, announced and launched quickly if needed, and they will be merged efficiently as needed to keep population thriving in all realms. So they seem very serious about just getting as many people playing on launch as they can. Maybe we have like Gurubashi 1, 2, 3, 4, Kazan 1, 2, 3, 4, and as the months go on, if realms start dying, they're gonna merge them. That seems like Ascension's plan. Will Epoch be its own client, or will it be on the same one Ascension's using? He says this will go through iterations. The achievable goal for launch would be you download one client and have the patches and other files modified based on the drop down you click on launch. End goal in the future would look like being able to just use live on the launcher and have the files switch depending on the realm you choose. Crazy. That's some crazy technology. So there you guys go. So you basically download the Ascension client, guys. Go to Project Ascension. If you want to play Epoch, you have to download their client and their launcher. How will Epoch cooperation be different to Conquest of Azeroth cooperation with Ascension? This is a major fear people have with this merger. Classless, Conquest of Azeroth, and Bronzebeard share a framework and share the same systems, and that is entirely incompatible with the identity and visions of Project Epoch. That is very clear to everyone. The Project Epoch team are going to pursue their own vision. So it really just seems like they're tagging this on. People are suspecting that Ascension is going to tag in like their like crazy, wacky rune whatever system that Season of Discovery ripped off, but I don't really like that. That's kind of like a stupid theory in my opinion. Why would they even need to do that? They don't even make money doing that. They make money from the cash shop. So if anything, the only thing you could be concerned about is them increasing the amount of things offered on the cash shop, like with a creep, you know, like, okay, we're gonna be nice, and then 9 months down the road stuff's gonna get crept in, and then basically it's going to be pay to win in a year, right? Like, that's a fair conspiracy. That's a fair, not even a conspiracy, but that's a fair fear that you may have. But something like, why would they add the rune system to Epoch? Like, that's like gameplay element, and people are playing Epoch because they don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? So that I wouldn't even be concerned about that. That's not even something that went through my head. What happens to the current Epoch download? Can we just delete all to free up space and wait for Ascension launcher? You can delete the Epoch launcher, but for now you should keep the client for now, and I will update you in the coming days on which path the client will be taken for the download. Okay, so keep your client, guys, but you can you can delete the Epoch launcher. It's deprecated. Will Epoch keep his own Discord, or will be there space for Epochians on the Ascension Discord? Both. Yep, so we have the Epoch space. Do they even have one? Not yet, but I'm assuming when it launches they'll have it. As someone with both an Ascension and an Epoch account under the same email, how will that merger work, and what would happen to my account? I'm assuming it'll all filter under my Ascension account, but how/what does that transition look like? If you have accounts sharing the same email on both Ascension and Epoch, they will be merged and will use your Ascension password. Simple, I guess. I don't remember my Ascension password. Lamau. I think it will be like for some of us that have played private servers for a long time and have maybe like not played Ascension since 2018 or so, it might be a bit of a rigmarole to get everything figured out, you know, like have everything clean. Just because you might have used like a throwaway email 5 years ago, well, I guess 7 years ago, goddamn. 7 years ago, and you know, you never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, is there a possible way to utilize Epoch as its own drop-down and keep their unique design of their login screen? We'll make it so you can pick the login screen with a drop-down and save it if that happens. Okay, so guys, if you're really attached to the epic login screen they had at the Stranglethorn Mail Trolls, then seems like you'll be able to use it. If I do not have an Ascension account yet, but do have an Epoch account, do I need to create an Ascension account now so my Epoch account can be merged? Or can I wait and log in eventually using my Epoch account information? And he says, no, you should not need to create an Ascension account if you already have an Epoch account. If that for any reason changes, I will let you know. There's no downsides to making an Ascension account on the same email though. What if someone else already has an Ascension account with an identical name as my Epoch account? Ascension uses primarily email now as a method of login instead of username, so it will be synced on email, not username, and you can just log in with your email. There you guys go, clear up any confusion, so you don't have to worry about your account name was Blungus, and then all of a sudden, like, maybe someone on Ascension has Blungus, that he's just suddenly, like, has your account. It's not something you have to worry about because it's email based. Unless someone signed up with your email, then it might be a problem. But if that happened, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Will Epoch have the same APIs Ascension has now? No, not for launch. The scope of launch is take what they have and make it able to hold tens of thousands of players and release things. So yeah, it seems like the main goal is to literally just get this thing online, because clearly, I mean, I said it in my big rant video, guys. If you missed the big rant video, maybe check it out. Clearly, I mean, I stated then, and they couldn't do it. They're incompetent at the back end stuff. I don't mean to be like an asshole, but I do mean to be an asshole. They were fucking incompetent at it. They couldn't figure it out, and now they had to get. If they could have figured it out, they wouldn't have gone to Ascension. Clearly, they just want to be like content designers and not deal with this stupid back-end query code and networking shit. So they've got Ascension to do that with their professional paid developers. And it seems like the main mission is to just get this shit working, which is what we want, honestly. This is what we need, guys. We need it. We need to play. We need to click buttons. Will add-ons be available for Epoch in Ascension's launcher menu, or will the add-ons that are available for Epoch exclusively be up to the discretion of the Epoch team? There's definitely going to be some add-on compatibility issues. Epoch realms are not going to have our API out of the gate, and so many from the Ascension launcher will not work. So plan accordingly. So yeah, basically, I think like it's kind of like Turtle Wow has their own specific UIs, and you can actually download them through Turtle Wow's launcher. Ascension clearly has their own add-on API with their own specific add-ons that are available, but these will not work for Epoch. Epoch, it seems like you'll just be using original 3.35 add-ons, and until things get tweaked around, then that's all you'll have. You'll have whatever you can have on like a regular RAS server as your add-ons. But they are stating here, I'll be expediting a solution to that, but it's a much lower priority compared to just releasing the Epoch realms. Exactly. Like, we don't need add-ons that bad, guys. Like, let's be real. We just need the game. The biggest downside to this all is that I will not be able to play Epoch any longer. I'm on Mag. I think that is the Ascension client specifically you're having that issue with. If the Epoch client worked for you, it will still work post-integration. So wait, he said that you could delete the Epoch, the launcher, but the client will work. I don't know. I'm not on Mac, guys, apparently if you're on Mac and you can't play Ascension, you will still be able to play Project Epoch or something. I don't know. If you're a Mac guy, then there's your information. Okay, we don't need to know about your sleep, guy. Fuck off. So now he continues the next day. Even if have both Epoch and Ascension. There's no even if have both Epoch and Ascension account but on different names email, will that affect anything? We already know this. Will features that are disabled on your other realms like /who be activated? Who can be useful for finding groups, especially in more old school classic environment. If who was enabled on Project Epoch before, it will still be enabled now. That is the Project Epoch's team decision to make. So once again, basically saying, yeah, we're just back-ending this shit, and there you go. And this is the big one, guys. This is one I mentioned at the start of the video, and this is the one that this is what I was like most concerned about. Like, even if they did, I would still play whatever. Okay, but yeah, this is the one I was the most concerned about. So let's read his response. Project Epoch has full control over what will go into their shop. From what they have told me, their plan for this is to lean into cosmetics that fit aesthetically into the vanilla world, not looking like retail. Epoch has a specific vision of a more pure, unaffected Classic Plus experience. And here he makes his case, or his argument, for why it's not actually beneficial for Ascension to up the ante on the cash shop or add like more retail-ish or Ascension-y features. So he says the appeal and value of having Project Epoch in the Ascension ecosystem is actually completely lost if that pure unaffected Classic Plus energy is jeopardized. It is in Ascension's best interest if it adheres to their vision. There are plenty of crazy custom realms at Ascension. The value of having Epoch in the ecosystem is enough, and it isn't valuable at all if it has monetization that isn't compatible with the core vision. So that's kind of what I was saying in the previous news video. I recorded that basically right as I had found out, maybe an hour or so later. I didn't even read it, but I found out about it, dropped a couple, I was like doing something, and then I made the video and read the thing live on heckin' camera, you know? But basically, I was saying that it could be a loss leader for Ascension, and it might be in their best interest just to bring this into the launcher and the ecosystem, so then Like it's like free advertising. Anyone that was only going to play Epoch is now automatically exposed to all the other Ascension realms, and they might end up playing on some of these other realms. In the meantime, let's say there's like a content drought on Epoch or whatever, or they just burn out on it. They might end up rolling on Bronzebeard or the classless. So it is in their interest to not mess with it, because it also is a good PR moment for Ascension, who at the moment it seems like the average private server gamer does not have a good opinion of Ascension. I would say I'm neutral. I haven't really followed anything Ascension's done in the last, basically since 2018. I have followed nothing, so I don't have a good or bad take. I will recognize that I don't necessarily think trying to make profit is an immoral act. I find that people think that like trying to make any sort of profit is just inherently immoral, but I think that's a rather naive and immature worldview. Well, first of all, for-profit servers are more stable and they can hire professional staff and content designers, and maybe even the content designers is not the full thing, but the servers are going to be higher quality, and they have the money to actually justify doing all of this hard back-end work. Clearly the Epoch guys are like, they didn't have the money to hire professionals, or they didn't, like, they just didn't want to do it for another 10 months, so that's why they ended up flopping. But if they were like a professional paid team, then I'm sure they would have been able to handle it with hiring more individuals and professionals. But I guess it's hard because it's hard to say, but I don't think trying to make money is inherently evil. Like, even some stuff like the 32 slot bag I've seen, I mean, that's a little bit whack, but it's an advantage, but I think that's about as far as I can stomach. Like, any type of gear buying or gold buying is just a no for me. But I find it strange because people are so opposed to that, but even games like OSRS, technically you can buy gear. You can pay real life money for a RuneScape bond, sell it for gold, and then use the gold to buy items, right? So you can spend real life money on RuneScape, and you can spend real life money on retail to get like a set of auction house gear from raids, like BOEs. So all these games really have a way to buy gear already. This is like a pay for convenience thing. But yeah, moving on. We'll see what they do though. I have the same username for both, but different emails for the account. Is it possible to merge my Epoch account to my Ascension account? Oh, we keep talking about this. For those of you that now have two Ascension accounts, letting you merge them is something that can be looked into, but that will definitely not be before launch. Right now, launch is a priority. There you guys go. So overall, I guess they have addressed some of the concerns we've had. Even one of the concerns I had in my news video, which is this one, and it's just whether it's to be seen whether or not they'll tell the truth, and or whether or not they lie here and start ramping up monetization. I guess that's for you guys to decide whether or not you're going to trust them. I will still be playing Epoch because I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to playing it casually and just seeing the new content. I'm a fan of the vision of Epoch. I like TBC, guys. I like TBC more than I like vanilla, and Epoch is more of a TBC meets vanilla, right? So it's like TBC classes. The raid and content design seems more TBC inspired with longer fights. That's what I like. Vanilla, I cannot. I don't know. I just can't raid on vanilla. I'll do it for like 1 hour and I want to kill myself. I find it so boring. I've tried. So that's why I'm not playing Turtle WoW, because I just can't. I just don't like 40 man. I don't like the short fights. And I'm sorry, I don't know. Like, I just don't like it. I like PvP in vanilla. That's it. And every other WoW expansion is for PvE. But vanilla PvP. So there you guys go. I hope that if you haven't seen this, maybe some of you guys probably aren't in the Discord, but there's your frequently asked questions from the Ascension team, and I'll keep updating you as things develop. But that's all I have for now. I appreciate you guys watching, and subscribe.